Here are 10 tips that will make your experience in wherever winter a more enjoyable one. Tip number 1. Do not be a murder hobo. I know we have a high-powered gun and we want to fight and get in the action, but let's face it, folks. We're only a cog in this giant battle. Wow! Watch out for the next drone. Who's got this? Yup, it's a tank. Okay, as I was saying, tip number 1, don't be a murder hobo. As you can see, there's multiple forces here. There's Yushkins, there's Europans, and then there's Poryushkin. Essentially, you're stuck in a giant war between 3 different countries and nations that try and kill each other, and you're nothing more than a little scavenger trying to survive. Yes, you could try and engage in the action and fight them, but the enemies will never stop spawning, so unless you want to get your ass handed to you by every single army possible, leave the fighting to them, pick up the scraps, and survive. There's no crime or issue with just being a loot goblin and trying to survive. So really, if you see them involved fighting, just don't even fight, period. Just let them fight it out. Once the fighting's over, come over and loot. Because you put yourself at risk and you die, well, you're fucked. Let them kick each other's asses. You just need to pick up the leftovers. Besides, it's not like this game the enemy doesn't loot they're dead anyway, so you can take advantage of that opportunity to loot stuff for yourself. See? They finish fighting. Now we go in and loot. Tip number 2. While I did say to be a loot goblin and loot away to your heart's content, we still have to use some common sense to know when not to loot. For instance, in this scenario, as you can see here, I just took out an exosuit and I wanted to go in and loot to get some very expensive components and potentially maybe loot a pilot. But as you can see, there's still the enemy Yushkin forces there, and there's Eurasian drones as well, so I had to be careful because if I'm not careful, I can get my butt shot. But this is actually really a bad idea. Unless you know what you're doing, as you can see, I'm getting my asses roasted right now, you could potentially aggro the enemy to turn around and look at me because I'm really close. As I'm running away, but unfortunately, because I was being greedy, I got caught out there. Now I'm getting my ass shot up as I'm running for dear life and getting shot up and praying the guy don't die, because if I die, I lose all my stuff. So that's what that could happen potentially when you're a loot goblin. So you have to remember, there's a time to loot and there's a time to run. Sometimes you have to take a gamble. Sometimes you should just run away and be grateful for where you go.
I hope the bastards at home.
Tip number 3. The good thing about this game is that in case you die in the field, your character will drop all their loot down in one spot, so you can see on the map it'll be a little gravestone as in the scenario. I died privately. So essentially, we're back here to pick up a loot. Do note, you have to pick up the loot, treat it like Dark Souls. If you pick up the souls before you die, you basically could get all your stuff back. However, in a scenario, say if you pick up your loot and you die again in the map, the good news, you keep all your stuff. The bad news, you have to go back and get it. But if, say, you fail to pick up your stuff, then you die, you lose all the stuff on there, which kind of sucks ass. But to clarify though, this only applies to weapons and rigs and that sort of equipment and stuff like that. All the loot you pick up from the prior run will be bye-bye, so keep that in mind. I usually recommend folks just go pick up the loot immediately after they die one time. Fuck. Fuck! Oh shit!
Well, you better start running, boy.
Yep, I'm surrounded. Tip number 4. Surplus ammo. Always take advantage of the surplus ammo every run you can, because honestly, after every run, Bunko will always have 5.45 millimeter ammo surplus. They always have some every round. I always recommend, because you're starting out, you might not have much, take it. Take all of the surplus ammo he has. And then later in the runs, when you basically gather people to support, like Arimaki, for example, Arimaki will also have the surplus ammo as well, and he has 500 rounds of it, and if he likes you enough, you get it for free. So you can say, per run, we always get 600 bullets. But the point I'm trying to say is, always check after every run, because most likely he will probably have refreshed by then. Tip number 5. I will clarify, every run you always have ammo in your gun first. So as you can see here, my M60 has 100 rounds in the magazine with a loaded gun. I mean, this may change in the future when the devs may decide to patch this out and make you bring your extra ammo. But for now, just keep in mind, take advantage of it. So if your M60 has 100 bullets, then it means you have 100 bullets in there. So you have 100 bullets already off the bat, just like your grenade launcher. That's expensive, but hallelujah, you have 4 bullets already. You can bring in more additional ammo on top, but hey, you start off with 100 bullets. So I'm happy to say that at least they start you off with some ammo, so take advantage of it. Step number 6. Water. Water is essentially the liquid wealth of life in this game. If you run out of water, you're fucked. So most people might not like this mechanic, but this is a feature of this game, is that every day in real time after 24 hours, this water counter drops down 1 counter. Okay, mine officially is a 99 because I have all the upgrades, but the base one is up to 55 days. So after each day, water count will drop down each day until it hits 0. Once it hits 0, all the people here you see die, and you have to start over basically. Not like your count overall. You have to work on rebuilding this entire beautiful community back up again. And in addition, you need water in order to attract some of these vendors. Most of these vendors won't appear unless you get water. So you may have to start off with just Bunko and Charles, but as you get water up to a certain amount each, of overall, you'll get like Heisenberg join you, Aramaki, Grillo, and Bundleton, who I believe in my memory he only shows up on day if you have 14 days worth of water. So I recommend collect as much water as you can, or at least get enough to get Bundleton to show up, because he sells something which ties into tip number 7. Get a bigger rig. You will start off with a very standard rig, and you might get a gun runner rig after a couple of quests in the beginning of the tutorial, which will let you carry some guns, and it's only 1 large container and 1 storage. But however, let me tell you, this is a pain in the ass to use, especially on some quests where you have to pick up like risky cargo where they carry two canisters like explosives, or some other quests you need other supplies. I highly recommend you take a look in here and try to invest in something depending on your preference. Like for example, I use the medium gun runner rig. What this allows me is 3 medium storage container, 2 large storage spots for me to carry bombs and water and all that stuff, or some of the certain tools, and 1 rack to carry guns. That's what I recommend for my personal use case. But other people, if you say you're not much of a gun runner, I do recommend the equipment runner. That allows you to carry 3 large items and 4 storage containers. That's another good option. That's for your preference. Or of course, you can go to pack meal, but do keep in mind, these things do weigh to a certain degree. I'm using a character called Bagman, so he's pretty much a loot goblin already, carries a lot of stuff, so it doesn't affect me. But you have to remember for yourself what works best. But generally, if you're looking for a good, safe, medium option, I recommend either the medium equipment gun runner package is the official term, or the equipment runner. That's a safe option if you're looking for something overall. Once you get that, the game will be a whole lot easier. And of course, don't forget to armor it up. Tip number 8. In this game, the only way to basically get guns to be functional again is by taking them with you into the battlefield. So essentially, after you kill the enemies, most likely 95% of the time, the gun will be classified as quote-unquote destroyed. That's the first state of it when you find it on the ground. However, this is where the twist comes in. In this game, in order to repair your guns, you have to basically take the gun, put it in your equipment rig, and then go back out in the field. And then essentially, if you survive the next subsequent run with the destroyed gun, quote unquote, it's a disabled gun that basically becomes a functional gun. It's a little weird mechanic, but that's how you get it work. It goes from destroyed to disabled to functional, and then after that, you can decide to be a gun runner you like, because the gun's working out. So you can sell for money, for a lot more money than you would have gotten if it was destroyed or disabled. Tip number 9. Some useful sites for looting. So basically, if you're looking for supplies to loot and you want to buy it and such, one of the useful tricks to learn is that if you go to Mesa Trench and start from the elevator, just run out. When you start here, you go up there. You basically run up to there, go in there. It usually will take you into the med bay, and the med bay is where mostly you can find medical supplies. So you want to find medical supplies quickly, start at Mesa Trenches from the elevator and run up here. This will take you into a room that will basically take ties to the med bay. Just be careful, there might be some enemy European soldiers in here, but if there's no European soldier, you can loot away, and you're lucky, you can pick up tons of metal supplies. Let me just show you some examples. Like crouch walk in. Yep, European soldiers, you can see. Aside from the European soldiers, there's other loot in here as well. Let me just let them go by first. Okay, they're far now. See, there's usually one spawn right here for medical supplies. See, you're saving money on your healthcare and your well-being already. That's one example of a spot. There might be another one a couple rounds around here. We want to be stealthy here, folks. We don't want to make too much noise, because, well, technically I could probably kick all these guys' asses myself. We're not here to murder hobo. We're here to loot. Because when we get, remember, folks, we're scavengers in this big war, and we're just trying to survive. So let's move back here, move back away from them. See, there's water right there if you want some water. Oops, let's back away from those guys. Oh, please, water. There's another storage. Hey, look. See, even though technically this is a storage store, we found some more medical supplies. Wait, hold still. Let's see where these guys go. Well, technically, like I said, I can kick their ass. I have enough bullets. I can shred all of them. I can kick these chumps out. That's not the point, but that's not the point here. Back up here. You get over to here. Yep. Another medical supply container. I don't know why the can of food's in there for, but that's beside the point. See? More medical supplies. Now we go into this room up ahead. Wait, just a sec. More storage. 4 storages. And some MREs. More medical supplies. First aid kit, see? Let's go quickly. Close this door, if you can let me. Okay, come down here. Okay, as you now you can see that we're in the supply room. So this room generally has a couple of storage containers like ammo. So we got ammo stations, ammo boxes here. Some water. Explosives, you need kaboom boom. Be careful, there's usually soldiers that spawn up there. Let's loot this container of ammo. Oh, 50 cal, perfect for my other gun. Everybody was using it. Another container. Ooh, 40mm jackpot. Sneak up here slowly. Ooh, let's just take some more water for now. Yep, the next subports are below. They take out the main entrance. Here's another container. More medical supplies. They have 2 ways. You go out that way, or you're like me, I want to avoid the main conflict zone in this case. Go up here. Remember, folks, running, they can hear ya. It's funny, we can just go down here, okay? Drop down here. With these containers. There's mechs below. Now a storage container. Look how much that we got. All just from that. We haven't, and guess what? We haven't spotted a single enemy. Now you want to get the hell out, just go here and then go up ahead. There's an extract point. I did all that and got almost like, just look at this. Almost all 3 mega backpacks full. And I have not fired a single bullet yet. Let's get the fuck out. And that's how you loot a crap ton of stuff without having to fire a single bullet. Up the hill, up the hill. Pretty useful, you say, if you're wondering. So we got tons of health packs. See, 13 small ones, 1 big one, and 1 of those ones, some MREs, like 3 of those. So yeah, we got tons of loot. And we get out. While we're still on the topic of basically finding cheesy locations to take advantage of, I do recommend going to the Scrapyard Nexus, because here there's only one way in and one way out, which is via this elevator. One thing most people don't think about, they don't know about, is that you could actually just start the extract timer out and just defend this place and come back later. Like, why go gather all the loot, put your knife at risk, and then come back and have to fight with 100 killers on your butt? Why not just do this? Start the timer now. Now this will start the timer up, so you basically at the start of the run, the enemies are fresh, there's not as much threat against you, you can just take your time, relax, and basically kill all the enemies first, use this opportunity to cheese, kill all the enemies first, and then when the extraction is done, go and loot away, and then when you run back, you can pretty much just click on the smoke and just get out. So it's also pretty useful because you can stay here and see all the enemies cyborgs coming out. So if you work on quests, say, one that involves Ukrainian soldier or cyborgs, this is perfect. Because all the enemies that are coming in usually at this defense phase are cyborgs, so you need to do Eurasian quest, cyborg components, eliminate cyborgs. I recommend this spot. And it's also a good place to cheese to basically get XP and stuff too, because you think about it, Just get all the loot, complete everything here, and just get out. Because you're literally next to the extract, honestly. And sidewalks will come from both sides, so you can take advantage. See? Because they still take advantage of the beeping, so when you hear the beeping, it'll be loud. They're going to come in, try to kill you. But this, you take this opportunity to grind a bit. See? Extraction point complete. Now you can leave if I want to, but first, we should do this. Tip number 10. Well, congratulations, folks. You managed to piss off some of the vendors by killing folks from their faction. No problem. We just need to sell them some loot and they'll love us again. So some kind of cheesy, useful loot I recommend is, for example, E-Nuggets. They are food basically cost to give you, but you can sell them for about 2,222 credits. They're pretty, like, they don't really heal you much, so you might as well just sell them. It's easy money unless you want to roleplay and keep those nuggets. Items I do recommend selling is mostly things involving intel for now, like these things. Intel good for trade. I know technically these things, like these electronic tools, are good for trade as well, but the reason I don't really sell them yet, because I'm worried that in the future, maybe one day, we'll be crafting weapons or crafting certain parts in the future that we may utilize them as well. So for now, for myself personally, I just hold on to anything that's classified as a tool, because in case we might need it, just like weapon tech. You might use this for crafting weapon parts in the future, for all we know. Bonus tip. In some levels, especially when you get into some of these desolate wasteland levels, do not fight the enemy called a Mother Courage, who essentially looks like a big booty dommy golf mommy who essentially likes to eat ya. And by eat ya, I mean she likes eating your head. So if you ever see her, do not engage, she's invincible. Otherwise, if she ever managed to latch her hands on you, she will hold on to you and give you the greatest head you ever get. She will lick your head, caress your head, and you feel the greatest headed pleasure of all time until you fucking die. So if you ever see her, I highly recommend you just run the fuck away, or pray to God you have a teammate in your team named Rum, who's apparently willing to sacrifice himself for the survival of the team. Those are my 10 tips and bonus tip for helping y'all survive in the world of Forever Winter. And overall, see you on the flip side.
Come on, dude. You guys first.
Okay. Huh? Okay. Okay, I got the loot. Got some more loot. Okay, let's get out.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to become a part of the Ardent Vital Nation.